Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at something that honestly sounds like it was ripped straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but it actually happened right here in the real world, in plain sight. Now, we aren't talking about a robbery with ski masks, getaway cars, or, vault drills. No, we're talking about a massive financial heist carried out with pens, paper, digital approvals, and a staggering abuse of power. We're going to deconstruct the anatomy of a shocking corruption case that left state coffers completely drained and investigators untangling this massive web of deceit. And I really want to slap you with the sheer scale of this theft right out of the gate. We are looking at a total bank scam involving an eye-watering 657 crore rupees. To put that into perspective, that is a mountain of public money meant to serve the people, just completely vanishing. And within this massive figure, a highly specific 504 crore was diverted directly from IDFC First Bank accounts. These were funds belonging to various government departments, and they were strictly intended to be safely parked in fixed deposits. But instead, poof, they were siphoned off into the ether. Okay, let's dive into this. Because every great heist story has a dramatic twist, and this one involves the alleged mastermind. Enter Pradeep Kumar, an IAS officer. For a while, this guy was actively on the run, dodging the authorities as the net slowly closed in on him. But in a moment of just absolute cinematic irony, the Central Bureau of Investigation finally tracked him down and arrested him on the exact day he was meant to reach his superannuation. Yep, the very day he was supposed to officially retire from his government duties. You just can't make this stuff up. To really understand how audacious this was, just look at this direct quote from the CBI. They stated, "The conspiracy was so deep that the account got opened without any approvals." I mean, wow. We are talking about the Haryana State Pollution Control Board here, a major government entity. You would absolutely assume there are ironclad, high-level security measures and multiple layers of bureaucratic approvals required to handle their public funds. But investigators found that these supposedly rigorous systems were just completely bypassed. Section 1. The key players, bureaucrats and bankers. And this brilliantly illustrates the two sides of this corrupt coin. Because a heist of this magnitude doesn't happen with just one person acting alone, right? You need an inside crew. On one side, we have the government official providing access to the money. That's Pradeep Kumar, the member secretary at the Haryana State Pollution Control Board, who allegedly handled the investment work himself, pushing funds way, way beyond prescribed limits. And on the other side, you have the inside men. The bank branch managers who were basically leaving the vault door wide open. We've got Shamim Dar, the area head at IDFC First Bank, and Charanjit Singh Randhawa, the branch manager at AU Small Finance Bank's Mohali branch. Together, they allegedly formed the perfect bridge to funnel public money straight into private hands. Section 2. Anatomy of the fraud, bypassing the system. So the crucial point is that all this complex financial jargon actually boils down to 3 surprisingly simple steps. Step 1. The government official transfers surplus funds into an unauthorized, newly opened bank account that basically had 0 official departmental approvals. Step 2. The bank insiders intentionally avoid creating the actual fixed deposit that the money was meant for, so the funds just sit there, totally liquid. Step 3. The crew diverts the money out of this holding account using forged debit notes and fake checks, routing it directly into shell companies. The money, literally, never even made it to the intended safe fixed deposits. Section 3. Fake KYCs and burner phones. The inside job. You might be wondering, how did the internal compliance teams not catch this immediately? Well, in the banking world, know your customer, or KYC, is a sacred rule. Yet bank officials like Shamim Dar were officially stamping and certifying these account opening forms with absolute guarantees. They literally wrote down, "Met the customer, seen original KYC, and signed in my presence." They provided official, on-paper certification that everything was perfectly legal, verified in person, and totally above board. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the reality behind those official stamps. The truth? The documents were littered with completely fake signatures. And it gets even worse. The contact phone numbers listed on these official forms actually belong to co-accused individuals in the scam. For instance, a man named Abhishek Singla had his personal number listed. This meant that when 47 automated banking SMS alerts were generated for a staggering 187 crore rupees in fraudulent debits, those warnings didn't go to the government. No, they went straight to the scammers' phones. It's just wild. And the sheer audacity didn't stop there. Get this. A staggering 10 crore rupees was fraudulently withdrawn using a single canceled check belonging to the Haryana State Agricultural Marketing Board. A canceled check. I mean, that highlights just how deeply compromised the internal banking authorization process had become when the inside men were the ones facilitating the transactions. Ultimately, it comes down to a tale of two destinations. The public money was absolutely supposed to go into safe, interest-bearing government fixed deposits to benefit the state, but instead, it actually ended up in shell entities like a company named M/Swastik Tradex. AU Small Finance Bank manager Charanjit Singh Randhawa allegedly helped route these funds. And remember those mandatory callback confirmations banks do for high-value transfers? Yeah, they were faked by another co-accused, Naresh Kumar, who simply got on the phone and pretended to be the authorized government signatory. Just completely brazen. Section 4. The CBI Crackdown, Tracing the Missing Millions. Let's move to and see how this builds, because, fortunately, this house of cards eventually collapsed. When you look at the massive scope of the CBI's dragnet, it clearly proves this wasn't just one or two rogue employees. We have 17 charge-sheeted accused so far. This includes 6 bank officials, 3 Haryana government officials, 2 shell companies, and 6 private individuals facilitating things from the outside. It is literally a textbook example of a highly coordinated, multi-layered criminal syndicate. Now, walking through the timeline of the crackdown shows the escalating severity of the whole situation. It actually started with a state vigilance and anti-corruption probe in Haryana. But as the sheer scale became apparent, the CBI took over the investigation, and uncovering the net loss of 169 crore rupees to the state government was really just the beginning. This has now sparked an ongoing, ever-expanding investigation. The CBI is currently filing multiple charge sheets and probing other related financial frauds involving Chandigarh Smart City Limited and the Center for Research in Rural and Industrial Development. The web just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Which leaves us with one massive, lingering question. Will the complete trail of the 169 crore net loss and the broader 504 crore diversion ever truly be recovered from this dark web of shell entities? I mean, while arrests have been made and the mechanics of the scam have been laid bare, recovering missing public funds is often the hardest part of the battle. These are funds meant for public infrastructure, pollution control, and agricultural development. The real-world impact of this heist is felt by everyday citizens. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes peeled as this incredible investigation continues to unfold.